3000.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was the one.
Yeah.
The one part that almost got me.
Yeah.
And that's because I got little girls that are the same age as Morgan.
So going forward, every time that we say goodbye, I'm gonna say I love you 3000, Ellen.
I love you.
Just to watch you cry.
-4.
Hey, better than I thought.
I love you 0 because you do nothing for me.
Wow.
Matt, what about
Better
you?
than -4.
Ending?
Nothing! Nothing!
I've moved you to negative. You've moved me nowhere. 0.
Matt, I
Okay.
heard from you. I'm curious what your thoughts are.
I liked it. I liked the whole fake out where Thanos, like, he snaps his fingers, but of course I'm gonna get nitpicky. But it was like he would know if the stones weren't there. Like he would just snap his fingers. Like
Feel it.
he would feel it because you see him put it on and he gets all juiced up essentially. Juiced up, it's the roid rage. But I did like that, that tie-in scene, which is like, I am Iron Man, snap, and I
That was a perfect way to
sorry,
put
I'm
it
getting
out.
distracted by Aaron. No, it was great. Like it tied it up perfectly. I'm like, oh crap, like okay, goodbye Iron Man. Oh, you have an Infinity Gauntlet. Okay, cool, whatever.
I know when you take the jewels off of this.
Yeah,
'Cause it stops blowing.
That
Oh
is
my
awesome.
gosh.
that's pretty cool. But I do kind of agree with Alan. Like it was still emotional. That whole scene, the thing, it did feel cluttered. Like I didn't need. I actually questioned. I'm like, wait, why is Rhodey over here? I understand he's his best friend, but like, if anything, it should be his wife there, front and center, doing it. Oh my gosh, Aaron, you just keep distracting me. I'm just gonna look at the camera.
Yeah.
But it's like the scene. I felt disconnected, but I also get the writing is like, hey, no, like she was trying to be strong, like she was just trying to be strong. Like, no, it's okay, you can rest. But I still feel like there could have been more emotion in it. But still, being so invested with Iron Man, like that, it hit me. I'm like, and you hear everyone, like Ken said, it was silence everywhere. So you hear people getting emotional, and I'm like, oh.
So
But yeah, exactly.
the thing about, because Matt said it, and I think Ken said it. Maybe I don't know, whoever else said it, that she needed to be strong for him, right? That's not what the movie was trying to get you to feel. The movie wasn't trying to communicate to the audience, you need to feel strong right now. You need to feel, secure. You're supposed to feel the weight of the sacrifice. And so having her come in, being disconnected, being, in my opinion, a bad actress, because it's not just this one scene, right? She's kind of consistently a bad actress throughout these movies and does not fit with the tone that they're trying to portray. And in doing that, it takes away from the moment. I think seeing her mourn him off screen, or even, just from, I would rather her not be in the battle, because that felt weird.
Yeah.
Although, doesn't she still have like magic powers? How come
They
she
never
didn't?
really
Yeah, well, what happened with that?
I think they talk about it in Iron Man 3 at some point. Or no, was it in Iron Man 3 that's where she gets the power?
That happened. In
That's
Iron
when
Man.
she got it.
I think
What are you talking
I
about?
know in a movie after that they talk about how they sent her away or something. In a movie where she's not in, they use her absence, the excuses that they sent her somewhere, and someone was able to help her extract whatever power she had.
Are you talking about the extremists?
We're talking about when she becomes when she takes that explosive lava power. Pepper Potts.
Yeah.
Potts. At the
Pepper
end of
Potts. No. She never had superpowers. It was regenerative for herself. But when Tony
she was
getting,
blasting people with lava hands,
Yeah.
wasn't she?
Yeah.
right, but ultimately, when the sequence where they were removing Tony's heart, or whatever you want to call it, the core that was keeping the metal away from his heart, he was talking about how he cured Pepper as well.
Yeah, there was
He got rid
something
of-
somewhere where they talk
Yeah.
about it.
It was in Iron Man. It was at the end of Iron Man 3.
No, because I don't know. It was in some movie, but yeah.
The end of Iron Man 3.
So who do you agree with in all this?
I would think it's a kind of a combination. I would think the only person to really have is maybe Pepper in that moment. Have like a tight shot of that scene happening. Him sure saying "Stay strong," and because I think it just adds to the weight of like, man, you could tell, especially because they don't just cut away from her right away. It shows her breakdown as soon as he goes, and I think having that shows the weight. But then if they would have panned out and then you would just see like everybody else, all the characters are now gathered around, almost huddled around that, with just heads hung low and just silence. That would have been a lot more powerful to me, I think, to just be able to see everybody kind of grieving it with her, and just the two of them center stage, with, respectively, like people like Spider-Man and Rhodey in the front of all that, and Cap and stuff. Yeah, so other than that, like I said, I think Alan was right. The only time I really was like, I might tear up is the Love You 3000 or whatever it was that he said there. Yeah, that.
I do have a question for everyone on the panel.
I think you might know,
during the,
and I think I might.
What?
No, go ahead. Is it going to be who's the kid?
I've already looked it up, so I know who the kid is now. But
That
when
was
you
my
first
biggest
saw
question.
the movie, did you? Yeah, I was like, who is this kid? And what was
The
funny
actress?
is, no, the actor
at the funeral.
at the funeral.
Yeah, that young kid. Yeah, who was that?
Yeah.
That's
Iron Man 3?
That's the kid
He
from
was the
Iron Man
kid
3
from
who
Iron Man.
pulls Tony out, of the snow when he lands and stuff, and
Mhm.
uses that kid's as like garage to build his suit and everything.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, that's actually Tony Stark using the time stone to go back in time and come back into them.
To see his own funeral,
He
to
went-
see who would come.
He went all the way back to Iron Man 3 to help himself, to be able to help himself again.
And then
Yeah,
decided to
time
come
travel.
to the wedding.
Can if you Google it, you'll see it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I'm
like,
right now.
It's right after
Right.
they show. It's right after they show the
Don't
Disney
Google
Plus
now,
crowd.
Ken.
It's right when they show the Disney Plus crowd, essentially, when they show Scarlet Witch.
Oh yeah.
What's his name? The Winter Soldier.
he's right before.
And yeah, not Hawkeye.
He's right.
Anthony Mackie.
right, he's right before Brie Larson, so she's standing up there all by herself.
Yeah.
And
So it's in
he's
between
right
Brie
there in
Larson and the
front of-
Disney Plus
I
stars.
recognize them all, but that one kid.
That's what
Oh,
we're
yeah.
talking about, Ken. Welcome to the conversation.
Yeah,
So what was your question, Ern?
that was it. Like
we
when
knew.
you watched the movie, but when you first saw it, or did you go home and Google it?
I
I had
thought,
to Google it.
I was like, is this like a director's friend? Like, because it was
Yeah,
such a
yeah,
weird
just
shot.
so
Because he was
random.
standing by himself. You have a group of people, then the kid, and then a group of people, and it very clearly panned across him. I was like, what? Why is this kid here?
Yeah.
But it makes a little sense, but I would have not done that.
Yeah. I thought it was
Context,
interesting.
without context.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that was, I literally, so I swear I did not Google it at all. And I was thinking about that last night when I was thinking about it, because I was talking to someone about it. I'm like, wait, who was that kid? And I'm like, wait, is this the kid from Iron Man 3? I didn't look it up yet, but you confirmed it. And I'm like, oh snap! So it's like, oh, he's gonna take up the mantle.
Yeah.
That was my instant thought.
Mm.
Well, you know that the comic books have a female Iron Man. I keep wanting to
Yeah.
get more. We're going to
Lady
talk about
Riri?
Iron Man.
Her name's Ironheart.
All right.
Riri Iron Man.
Let's wrap this up because we're going pretty
I'm not
long.
reading it.
Well, we
let's-
still have Captain.
Yeah, let's go there and kind of wrap up, because then we get the bookends of the existing character. We started with Iron Man. We still have like two other big ones here. So let's go on to Cap and Thor. We'll do just those two together. Ken, we'll start with you. What did you think of those two? Which one of those two? Just pick one and talk about which one you want. Was a better bookend for you
Thor.
that you're more excited for? Thor.
Thor. Well, only because you start thinking about, whoa, so James Gunn is one of the producers on this movie, and so he said, nope, no longer king. Here you go, Valkyrie. You can be the ruler of Asgard. I'm going to go off with the the Asgardian of the galaxy. And the whole between Quill and Thor on the other
Oh, yeah.
movie. Well, this one was cool. And it's like that's no, not yeah. Anyways, I could see this possibly being obviously Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the search for Gamora. Okay, so
Yeah.
with Thor and Nebula.
Why is Gamora?
Yeah. Where is Gamora? Drax was asking the right questions in the previous movie.
It's true, just the wrong movie.
Yeah, just the wrong movie.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. What about for you? Which one of the two?
Well, the one that I liked the most was the Thor, the Asgard. Definitely, because now it's like, okay, this is gonna be fun. Like, it'll be cool.
All right,
But
Ern, you have to pick Captain America because no one's talked about it yet.
I earnestly like Captain America more.
It's the stupidest ending to a character. It's so dumb, so I can't pick it. But no, I like the idea of as Guardians of the Galaxy for Volume 3. Because-
Great, now
because
getting
that movie's
demonetized.
There's a
Thanks,
book.
man.
No, there's a comic book out there. No, it's called Asgard. That's the place, right?
Yeah.
Ken,
Comic book
you're
called
making me lose
Asgard
money on
of the
this.
Galaxy. No, I'm.
Did
It
I,
was
did I-
legit.
did I mispronounce it?
No, you're fine.
But no, I mean,
One S.
no, I just think that that the movie's gonna make so much money because it's gonna be so good with Thor involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Well,
makes
the tone is perfect too.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
makes sense to me now that after the firing of James Gunn, why they wanted, especially now, not just like, oh, Taika Waititi did a similar movie, but actually why they would want him in on this directing, writing and directing Guardians 3.
Yeah,
Or at
but
least
you know that they
Although I would much rather have Taika Waititi than James Gunn.
I know they
you know
brought
that
back James Gunn.
they rehired.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We've been on that this whole time.
You don't watch us,
Yeah, he doesn't watch
Aaron.
us regularly. But there was for a while. It makes more sense now. It's not just like hey, you did a space similar movie that was funny. Here, come Taika Waititi do Guardians 3. But yeah, go ahead, Alan. Your go.
Yeah, I enjoyed Captain's Indy. I thought so. I've been saying that this movie's a mess. Right, Endgame is not a good movie. It's a mess. It's structured poorly, but it is a fantastic wrap up. It's a fantastic way to close all the arcs of all the characters. And for Captain, his whole arc. I know Aaron doesn't like it because it goes against his character, the core of the character. But his whole arc was being out of time,
Right.
pining after Peggy
Oh, shit.
and wanting to get back for his dance. And he finished his watch. He finished his mission. He completed
Good point.
it. And so now it
Oh,
was
he
time
did.
for him to go back because he was stolen from where he was supposed to be. So, because I know Aaron's idea is that
He made a
he would
choice.
never.
He wasn't stolen. He made a choice.
True.
No. In the
In
original,
the original movie, he
In
didn't
the
choose
beginning-
to go to the future.
he didn't. He didn't choose to go to the future. He wasn't
He
able
chose to
make.
die. He chose to die, but instead of dying, he woke up in the future.
Yeah, but
Because
That's
it
not the same
froze
choice,
again.
though.
His last line to her was, "I'm not going to be able to make that dance."
But as a conclusion to his arc,
Checkmate.
as a conclusion to his arc, I thought it was done really well until passing on the shield to Falcon. I thought that was kind of a bit much.
I wish they would have
I
just
didn't
kept
really-
that out and just waited to see who he gave that to.
I wish he would have just left it behind,
Yeah.
and then Bucky could have passed it on. I don't think having Captain America on the bench worked. Have him go back in time, have him not come back, and have Bucky kind of know, because he knew before, right? He was like, "I'm gonna miss you, man."
Yeah.
Like this
Right.
is
Yeah.
Yeah, Bucky knew.
Even
Cam didn't, but Bucky knew.
well, I think Bucky assumed. I don't think Captain told
Yep.
Bucky.
No, I
I
think
think he did because
No,
Bucky said, "I'm going
Bucky
to miss
knew.
you."
You're
No,
taking
I
all the
know,
stupid with you.
Bucky told. That's how Bucky told.
Here's
Captain,
here's
I'm
him telling
gonna
me
miss
no
you.
again.
Yeah.
Telling me that I'm
Because you're
wrong.
wrong.
Yeah,
You're wrong.
it's an assumption.
Yeah.
There's no proof
No,
that he
He
knew.
said, I watched it today. He said, "I'm going to miss you."
Yeah, we
Yeah,
all
I watched
know
it the other
that
day.
he
Yeah, that.
knows that Cap's not coming back.
knows his
I don't.
character.
We have no confirmation that Cap actually told Bucky, "I'm not coming back."
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
Right. I am implying because Bucky said, "I'm going to miss you," that he did.
We're just
and
saying
then
we're on the other end
there's no
saying
proof.
they've just are such good friends that Bucky
Yeah.
didn't even have to
Okay, fair.
get that
Fair.
out of
Fair.
Cap. He didn't have to verbally hear him say it to know this
I
guy's
agree
going
with
back
that.
to
I
Peggy.
agree with you,
Okay,
Ken.
I agree with that. Okay, yeah, we'll go with that.
So-
No, well,
What-
there's too much evidence to the contrary. Not only did he say that he was going to miss you, knowing he was supposedly going to be back in 5 seconds, he specifically said, "I'll see you around." Or he said something to him, and Bucky's response was, "I can't. You're taking all the stupid with you," which was a line from the first Avenger.
Right.
And then he immediately
He
knew
said-
where Cap. Well, he immediately knew where Cap was going to be at after he time jumped. So, and then instead of walking over there, he sent Sam
Right,
over
Sam.
there. So
Right.
there was a plan in place that Cap
Mhm.
and Bucky knew.
Bucky. I still don't think that Bucky knew specifically. I think Bucky had a feeling. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
It's a stupid ending.
But the him showing up on the bench, I thought undercut him going back in time.
Yeah.
I didn't think it added anything to it, and I think if they just cut to him dancing with the bracelet off his wrist, it would have been like, oh, he
Okay.
made a choice.
Well-
He decided
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not coming back, and that would have been for me the best way to end that storyline of his.
Yeah. What I was waiting for and thought was I was waiting for them to turn around and see on a tree or somebody else, not Captain America, a note. Just a random guy handing a note to them, or on a tree they're pinned a note. Basically that where they look at it, they read it, and you just see their faces light up or something, and they're like, "Yeah, I knew it," or whatever. Or Bucky be like, "Yeah, that makes sense," or whatever.
Could you imagine if a Western Union guy showed up? Well, no. Could you imagine if a Western Union guy showed up and he's like, "Hello, are you Marty McFly?"
Yeah. Or whatever, or somebody like a Shield agent or something, literally bringing Cap's shield with a note on it and handing it to the group.
So you're remember now the comic books had at one point Bucky beat Captain America and Sam Wilson
and Falcon, both of them.
So you have no issue with the idea of the mantle or the shield being passed to Sam.
I just don't think they shouldn't have showed it this movie. They should have. I think that needs to have more development. They needs to be developed more on who gets it, instead of just Cap being like, "Yeah, here, you could have it because you're the one that stepped up." If Bucky would have stepped up, I would have just handed it to him. I'm dying here. I need to give this to somebody.
I have the same problem. Well, no, I have the same problem with him passing it to Sam as I have Batman passing it to an untrained detective at the end of The Dark Knight Rises. Bucky is a super soldier, which means he has the same. So when you look at the logistics of the character of Captain America, when he throws that shield, his brain has already done the math to know when he throws the shield what angle, what precise he needs to throw it for it to come back to him. Sam is just a dude with wings.
Yeah.
So why would he pass the mantle? Yeah, he's a paratrooper.
And maybe that's going to be more. Because, go ahead.
Falcon is already an established character. He's an established hero. Bucky is an established villain. That's the most of his character. The Winter Soldier is what we know him. Yeah. For him to take over the mantle of Captain America makes way more sense than for
it would have been
Falcon
a redemption moment for him.
Yeah.
Right.
Of his whole identity.
So Sam becomes Captain America in the comic books. Falcon becomes Captain America in the comic books.
Yeah.
But in the comic books, he's still not a super soldier, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
But that's a good point, though. How is he able to do all this stuff with Captain America's shield and all without having the ability of the power that Captain America had?
Yeah,
that's
why. Yeah,
bad writing.
That's why to me it would have just made way more sense to just have a note be there. We don't know what happens to Captain America. I get it's a nod to comics and of old Cap, but just leave the audience speculating for now until you can develop either in the show, the Disney Plus show. Of them two, we know they're getting their own show. Maybe they're gonna go out looking for Cap or something. Like that would have made more narrative sense to me. And then he hands it off in an episode, and a season or two is them trying to decide. Cap just says, "Hey, whoever's worthy of this shield or whatever," and then the two of them are trying to prove to themselves and to each other why they're worthy of Cap's shield or something. Like that to me makes more sense. Now it's just definitively Cap gave it to Falcon, and that's it. If there's ever a squabble, that's what they're gonna go back to.
I got a question for you guys.
Huh.
Do any of you think Marvel will do another $1 billion movie, or is that done?
I don't know. To me, I think a lot of people's feelings right now is like our Marvel universe as we know it is complete. Like if they were to never make another Marvel movie, fine, whatever. That's why I think again, so this. Detective Pikachu in a Pokemon universe could totally pick up at this point. People are ready for a new universe. They're ready for a new universe. I think at this point, Marvel has nothing to lose. They're just going to keep throwing stuff until something sticks. I think they'll lose some of the momentum because a lot of the heart of the MCU, I think, died, sadly, with the end of Cap, the end of Iron Man. And really, like, who would be the center of this now,
The center of the answer to your question, Alan, is, I'm going to pronounce it correctly this time, as Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's going to be over $1 billion. That's your answer right there.
I don't know. Maybe. That one's got potential.
And
I think a lot of
X-Men. They own it, okay?
No, but that's not going to do $1 billion. Not on the first one. No one's going to know how it is. There's nothing writing with it. Yeah. No value and weight behind it.
Because they have $4 billion movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Avengers 1, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, and Endgame, or Infinity War. I don't know what Endgame's at right now.
Well, you just answered your own question when you said Captain Marvel was $1 billion movie.
It was.
But that was leading up to Endgame.
Yeah, that had a lot of
And so
momentum
now-
behind it.
Because people were seeing it because they felt like we have to see it for that. And I think, like Jay said, now that this has bookended the whole thing, I think a lot of people are like catching their breath and being kind of relieved, where the fatigue of all these Marvel movies is kind of done. And I think a lot of people are going to drop off. I don't think it'll drop off to 500 million.
Yeah, they're not going to stop
I don't-
making them ever.
Well, the thing about it though is just you're
I don't think
assuming
they'll hit a billion again.
you're assuming that Marvel's just going to start making terrible movies for no reason. You don't think that Spider-Man: Far From Home is going to make $1 billion?
But that's not.
I don't think so. I don't think Homecoming did.
So don't forget one thing about again, the comic books, okay? The leader of the Avengers becomes Captain Marvel.
She becomes a leader.
Maybe.
So
I don't
maybe
think
becomes
she's
a
going to be the
leader.
leader. Yes, but again, we're talking about two different. We're talking about the cinematic universe
No.
versus a comic book
He
series.
asked,
I was
I can
asking
see- I
who's
can
going to
see the
become the leader
Avengers.
now. Who's going to become the heart and soul of this franchise? And I don't think it's going to be Captain Marvel. She's space
Yeah,
based.
she's
Avengers are always Earth based. Sometimes they go into space, but Earth
I think
based.
Doctor Strange is going to kind of take over for Tony.
No, Spider-Man
No, he's too young.
doesn't matter.
But I think the excitement is what's dying. Not that MCU is going away. It's the people invested into it.
Just because it's going on in your head doesn't mean everyone else thinks that.
I mean, Jay said the exact same thing that I'm saying, so it's not just in my head.
Yeah, but I say it nicer.
And so I think that people's investment is finished. I think people are still going to see it. I think we'll probably all still see the movies that come out. But for them to hit $1 billion again, that's not an easy thing to do, even for Marvel.
no.
They're gonna
So,
need. They're
took
gonna
them
need
22
another
movies.
good. They're gonna need another good
Aquaman hit
$5
$1
or
billion.
$6.
Aquaman? There's no way Aquaman hit $1 billion.
Aquaman did $1 billion.
Hey, that's DC. Forget that crap.
I think Marvel's gonna need some really solid, like 5 or 6 home run movies that really recenter and position us and help the audience at this point be like, okay, these are the leaders. And I don't think it's gonna be Captain America. Like I said, I think as Guardians of the Galaxy will be something possibly that'll set. I don't think it'll break $1 billion, but I think it'll be really good and help set up for future Avenger movies. And I think Black Panther and Doctor Strange.
I think their issue going into Phase 4 is the characters they have are not very conflicted. They don't have a lot of inner turmoil. They're all pretty confident, pretty secure. You know, Captain Marvel, her biggest issue she had to overcome was being brainwashed. She had all the ability, she had all the power already. Black Panther does he have a whole lot of inner conflict? He's pretty secure in what he believes too, right?
And he's all good.
I would-
For now.
You know, what would
Doctor
you guys?
Strange doesn't have a lot.
Well, Doctor Strange,
Spider-Man.
they didn't go, with Doctor Strange, they didn't go anywhere into the realm that they normally fight in. They don't fight in the normal reality, so
Yeah.
we haven't even come close to seeing any of the villains.
What if
But that's
it's-
all external. The internal conflicts is what we connect with,
Yeah.
right? The weaknesses, the insecurities. That's why we connected to Tony Stark. That's why we come to Cap. You know, like that's why
It's not the
Superman
time stone anymore.
is less interesting than Batman.
Yeah. Because he's a
So,
perfect character.
Yeah.
How would
it's
you
about
guys
the
feel
internal
if-
conflicts?
If with the ending, like we're saying, this is clearly the end. They've made it very clear after these 22 movies, this is the end of this era and chapter. What if they don't make another necessary Avengers movie, but they just change the title altogether and the new coming together of characters isn't, hey, we're the Avengers with one solid leader. But what if they do something like, for the next 10 years, something like the Illuminati? Like, to where
Or
there's,
something like Civil War.
yeah,
I
so,
think it's gonna be the new Avengers. Is what the next movie's gonna be.
yeah, it'll be something like
What
that.
about the Revengers?
Yeah.
The new Avengers.
Well, the Illuminati were like the secret. It was like when the Avengers were in the comics. The Avengers were like kind of becoming too political, or like they were kind of doing their own wrong thing. So there was this like secondary, hidden, like what's the word? Like party. There was no leader of it, but it was like a gathering of like the smartest minds, which was like Reed Richards, Black Panther, Tony Stark. I'm trying to think. Bruce Banner. You know, like obviously we know he's dead. So there'd be some other characters, but as they go into Phase 4, Fantastic Four, all that, they have something like the Illuminati instead, where there's no leader. It's just like a gathering of different people.
I think they're building towards X-Men. I think that's where Phase 4 is going to end up going.
Yeah.
That by the end, the wrap of Phase 4 will culminate with the X-Men being introduced.
Just X-Men or Fantastic Four 2?
I think it'd be a huge miss if they didn't do Fantastic Four in Phase 4. To at least hint at it.
I think it'll all, both of those groups, Fantastic Four and X-Men, will have to do with the multiverse, and that's going to take a lot of runway to establish. But I think they're going to bring them all in. I don't know. Fantastic Four, I think, is probably less of a concern, although I know it's a big comic book thing. But I think for the general audience, which Disney is more focused on than I think Marvel is, X-Men is going to be their biggest selling point.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I mean, you're right about that. Fantastic Four seems like to be like the cornerstone or the foundation of Marvel. It was the first one that Stan Lee created to be that new thing that launched Marvel in the stratosphere, that supercharged beyond DC. They tried to have those into movies that just sucked big time each time. So that's why even Marvel, to the point on the comic books, stopped having Fantastic Four comic books until the whole thing started coming down with Disney buying Fox. All of a sudden, they relaunched the Fantastic Four comic books, because they're seeing the possibility of new stuff now and a new Marvel Studios owning it. So I think you're right with the overall X-Men being the bigger picture, the bigger franchise. You know, even then they have a TV show called The New Mutants based on that, but also there's the Inhumans too.
The New Mutants is a movie.
Yeah, they scrapped that.
Inhumans was the TV show.
They scrapped it because it was so bad. It was so bad in the filming and stuff that they ended up putting it into, I think, S.H.I.E.L.D. for a little bit, and then they had their own, I forgot who they sold the rights to turn it into a TV series, but the first, 4 episodes were absolute garbage, so I don't even think they released all of it. It was such bad graphics, bad, editing and writing, and it was a horrible train wreck, so I think
they had an entire season.
Yeah, did they have a full season?
Was an entire...
They had a full season. I don't know if they released the full season.
What was the horror X-Men movie? I thought that was a new.
That was New Mutants.
That's New Mutants. Yeah, they pushed it back.
Yeah.
Gotcha.